Hello. How are you? Look at how pretty and flowery I am today. I find these filters highlight my natural beauty. Are you dying laughing? I am. Let's see here. How do we fix this? No, I don't want that. I honestly am not 100% sure how to get rid of this. That's not good. Wait. Live. I don't know what's happening. I seriously can't seem to get rid of. Oh no. I don't know what it's doing. This is not good. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Live mode. Will that take care of it? No. Oh, here we go. Oh. Ooh. Well, if that's not 80s, I don't know what is. Ah, wow, that is some heavy eye makeup. Ooh. What else do we have? Ooh. Ooh, I like this one. Let's see. There it is. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Oh, let's see. What is happening here? Oh, Vogue. No, we don't need that. Ooh, there we go. Yes, I'm having probably a little more. This is like my flower child. Okay. I like it. All right, it's just me. I think it's time to put our stamping lips on and not rely on the filters from Facebook. So, how's everybody doing? Are you frozen yet? It is going to be crazy cold here. My children had an entire day and a half of school last week. And I have to tell you guys, so when I was, in my early 20s and just married but no kids, and I had a friend who had kids. She was just a little older than me. And she would talk about how her kids would crawl up her butt. And I remember thinking, well, that's a weird thing to say. Like, that's totally weird. Like, your kids don't crawl up your butt. And she would say that the only place she could get peace and quiet is in the bathroom. And I remember thinking, like, that's weird too. Like, the only place you can get peace and quiet is in the bathroom? And so I just remember being like, yeah, whatever, lady. That's a little crazy, but okay. So last week, my son was grounded off his devices and he was home from school for 3.5 days, which meant he was crawling up my butt. And then, well, that's another story. But seriously, oh my gosh. So anyway, it is the polar vortex here where we live, and it's super cold. I got gas today because it was only like 6 below right now with wind chill. Tomorrow it's going to be like 30 below with wind chill. So I thought I was pretty smart. The last time I needed gas, it was like 50. And then the next day when I actually got the gas, it was like 30 plus wind chill. So, oh my gosh. Yeah, you and your Australians in your 100-degree heat, we don't feel bad for you because it is hot and humid here in the summer, but it is freaking cold here right now. So I actually don't mind the heat too much, or the cold, pardon me. As long as my house stays warm, I'm happy. It is, it's been blizzarding. It has snowed, sleet, rained, freezing rained, you name it, we've gotten it in the last week. So it's been really crazy now. And it also, when it snows and then freezing rains, and then it gets really cold. That kind of sucks because it's really hard to get rid of the ice when it gets super duper cold. So just crazy times. But honestly, it's not, I don't mind so much. As long as I don't have to be outside for any great length of time, it's fine. And I do have appropriate gear for living in these conditions. I've got a long down coat. I've got, actually today I went out and I had a hat on. I finally found my mittens. My son has commandeered my boots and my mittens, and I kind of want to strangle him for that. So while he wasn't up my butt last week, he did steal my boots and my mittens. So he did nearly get grounded for the rest of his life last week. Of course, my husband gave in and gave him his phone back, probably mainly because he was driving us crazy. But anyway, here we are today. Oh, so nice. So anyway, I hope you guys are excited. I know it is cold and snowy where most of you are, except I know those Australians have been having a heat wave. So it's really too bad that you're melting. We feel bad for you. Kidding. I know, see, the best part is it's stamping weather. That's what you should always do when it's this cold, is stamp for sure. Oh, so, let's see. It's really funny though, because when it gets really cold here, like everyone kind of loses their minds a little bit and they go to the grocery store or, the grocery store or, Target, Walmart, and they buy like, we call it the snowpocalypse, because they buy stuff like the end of the world is actually coming, when really you're only stuck inside for like a day. It's not that bad. But, since I don't have to do the snow blowing or shoveling, I really probably am a little more tolerant of the weather. So, 2 degrees above zero, wind chills about 20 below. That's what I have too. You can always get warm, but you can't get cool and you're very hot. Well, you sure can. You can always get cool. It's called air conditioning or ice. Canceling Tuesday through Thursday. Oh my gosh. Don't let that happen. Please don't let that happen. My kids claim that the superintendent here never cancels, but I think they've already had 2 or 3 days of snow days so far this year, and there's none built in the system, So like if they have a snow day, it's like another day we got to go to school in June. So I would much rather they go to school now. Anyway, okay, but I have a bunch of projects planned for you today. I had quite a few requests. Again, you guys are very specific with what your requests are, which kind of cracks me up. But I will do my best to get I'll get most of them in. One request was for, I'm just looking for it and I can't see it. I know I have it. Best catch. Okay. I do have best catch. I literally have not even cracked it open yet. So give me some time, because that's a set that I think I would need a little work on. I can't just conjure up a card like you all seem to think I can on the drop of a hat. But I will get back to that one, because I do like that set and I think it's a good one. Okay. So today, trying to think, I swear I had a really good story to tell you, and I remember thinking, oh, I can't wait till I have live to share this story with you guys, but I can't remember what it was. So I think we're probably just gonna have to do a little giveaways and a little stamping. I think that sounds fun. I have to tell you though, it was all cold, and so we had a 2-hour delay. Someone just asked if I'd sent catalogs out. Yes, I have, Molly. I sent catalogs to everybody who's ordered from me in the last 6 to 9 months. So why don't you message me, Molly, if you need a catalog. Okay, so, all right, back to our stamping. I just need to mess with this a second. Ooh, my phone, I had it on charge thinking it would be at 100%. And then right before I went live, it was at 38%. And I was like, oh! My outlet, or my plug-in had unplugged from my outlet and I didn't realize it. So that's one of those things that gives you a heart attack. But the good news is I can plug it in while we go live. So it's all good. Oh gosh, I felt like I had something really impressive to tell you and I can't think of what it was. I will tell you, I had quite a frustrating weekend. I had 2 big classes go out last week, and one of them was a 16 card class. It's my occasions catalog card class, which is awesome, by the way. I think I still have a few packets left. Yes. If you want to get in on it, but, each video, normally a video, like not a Facebook Live video that's an hour and a half long, but, a regular video takes like 3 to 5 minutes for me to upload. These videos were taking between, I think the shortest one was like 12 or 13 minutes. And then the longest one was just like an hour and 2 minutes. And I really thought maybe I should just not do this anymore this weekend. I was so frustrated. And so that was really, really annoying. But I did finally get all of them. So I uploaded 20 videos this weekend. That's a lot. I mean, even for me, that's a lot. But I got them out and I'm so glad. It was a labor of love, or there very well might have been some swear words. I'm just saying. It's possible. Ooh, someone's watching from Rockford. My cousin lives there. Oh, Rachel, you live in Rockford. I didn't know that. Awesome. Yeah, so like 30 to 45 minutes was kind of the average for those videos, and I was not happy. Anyway, and the interesting thing is, like, uploading or downloading my Facebook Live video, I mean, like, and that's usually an hour to 2 hour video, takes typically 50 minutes, 50 minutes, and each one of these videos were taking, like I said, 35 was probably the average, somewhere in there, 35 to 40 minutes. It was very annoying. Okay, it's like the spinny wheel of death. It was the processing, it was the uploading and processing of did I do one of the Christmas cards? Anna, what do you mean? Dare I ask it, did you do one of the Christmas cards? Oh, you mean my video of all the Christmas cards I've gotten? I have not. I have not. It's really been busy this month. If you guys still want me to make a video of my Christmas cards, I'd be happy to. I do have them. I have them sitting back here. It has been on my list, but honestly, it's just kind of keeps getting thrown on the back burner because of everything else that I've needed to do. Okay, so someone else asked where I am. I live in Iowa. Sorry, my finger, I'm scrolling through the comments. I live in Iowa in the Quad Cities. And oh, Dan is watching. Hi, Dan. Dan's my boyfriend. He's cute. He's very sweet. So, okay, yes, for Christmas cards, I will do a video of Christmas cards. I'm not going to take a picture of every single one, though, that I took and post to my blog. I just can't, because the editing of photos takes forever. But I will do a video of all of them so that you can see them. I would definitely be happy to do that. So, okay, it sounds like you guys want to see that, so there you go. All right, guys. So, well, first of all, let me grab, what did I do? I'm looking for my names that I drew for my stamps to give away. Let's see. I've got the sets. Oh, here we go. I stuck them on the sets. That's really smart. And I don't know if I don't think, maybe I didn't get any cards this week. I thought I'd gotten some cards in the mail, but I always put them in my Facebook Live drawer and there aren't any in there. Huh. Weird. All right. Okay, so I am going to take off my scarf. I was freezing before, but now I've kind of warmed up, so we'll take that off. It's really funny. Every morning when I get dressed, I'm like, what is the warmest possible combination of clothing that I could wear today? And sadly, I've been doing that for a long time. Like, it feels like weeks on end. So it's crazy. But I have actually, I just ordered a sweater online that looked really warm. But because like everybody is clearancing out their winter stuff, I'm like, cha-ching, I got it like on 70% off or some ridiculous amount. So I hope it comes this week, but it might not because it's so flippin' cold, like the trucks won't start. All right, now I do have a couple of drawings, so let me flip my camera around and I'll show you. There we go. I'll show you. I've got 2 stamp sets. This is the Incredible Like You set that I showed last week in our Facebook Live. We made a really cute, simple card with this set. And actually, this is one of the stamp sets that's featured in my 16 card class. So remember, if you are a winner, you need to email me with your mailing address so that I can send this out to you. Even if you think I know your address, will you email it to me? Because that's how I know you want the stamp set, and I also don't have to search out your address because sometimes that takes a while. So you just got to make it as easy as you can for me to mail this, right? Okay. So our first winner is Maggie Bennett. So congratulations to you, Maggie. Make sure you email me. Here's my email, drico@yahoo.com. Yay. And then the other one is Barbara. And Barbara Kellenbach, I think is how you say your last name, I hope. So Barbara and Maggie, congratulations to you both. This is one of my faves. So I hope you will enjoy this. And it's so much fun. Anna, you're over that set. Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I like that set a lot. All right. So today, I had several requests for some things. I think last week I had some requests for the Stampin' Up! Foil sheets, and I don't think I had time to put anything together. And then actually right before I went live, I was working on something. So why don't we try that out right now? I'm going to see if we can pull this together. Like I said, I was kind of starting on it, and I didn't quite have time to finish. So we'll see if I can make it happen. For this card, I saw somewhere someone used a big heart and then they stamped one of the frogs from the So Happy Together stamp set. That's one of the celebration choices. And I thought that would be really cute to do something with that. So I decided to die cut two hearts. One is from each of the 2 foils that are in that foil that you can get for free. That's the Grapefruit Grove and Lovely Lipstick foil. It's a celebration choice, and just like the stamp set is a celebration choice, so you can get each of these for every $100 or $50, pardon me, $50 that you purchase. And there's a ton of sheets in that foil. There's like a lot. It's way more than a normal pack. I think you get 4 of each sheets, and normally a foil pack has 2 sheets. So that's like 8 sheets. That's like a lot. It's awesome. Okay, so what I was thinking of doing is putting these 2 together and then adding my frog. So now I have to tell you guys, I don't know if you know this, I haven't made a big deal about it, mainly because I haven't been kind of sold myself, but I'm kind of getting there. And that is the cling stamps. We have a new, our new rubber stamps come in cling mount now. And how this works is they look just like they did before, and they actually work very much like they did before. The difference is now when you use the labels, they actually stick to your blocks. So that's kind of a big deal. Now, I haven't been like crazy about them quite yet because Well, first of all, I'm a lazy stamper. I think you guys know that. I've mentioned it a few times. I'm lazy, so I don't like to take the time to put my labels on. And then also, I don't struggle with there not being a label on my stamp. It doesn't bother me, mainly because I've been doing it for years. And the reason is because before, when you put your labels on, they didn't stick to the block. So, however, now they have made this cling. So let me show you how it works. So first of all, you've got the sheet, or the rubber comes just like it used to. And now you've got the sheet of labels just like you used to. So everything's the same, except now they're like crazy sticky. So it's really easy. You take your little image and then you place it on the label. My only thing is if the label doesn't match the image, the rubber image, that really bugs me. But it's pretty good. So I haven't had too much trouble with that. So now I just place that on there and then you pull it off and then it is like stuck. Like it will stick, like for legit sticking. Okay, so I'm just going to put, let me get a slightly smaller block. I'm going to put this on here. And now look, you can see your frog. I will tell you though, I can see already that my label doesn't quite match my image, which again, it bugs me, but it's okay. The problem is because they're so sticky, you cannot reposition this, I don't think. Yeah. If you try to pull this off, you're going to rip the foam. So it is what it is. So that's how the labels work. They're pretty strong though. Which is really nice. Now, one thing is when you're going to take these off your block, you don't want to rip them off the way you probably used to, which is you just yank them off and you're good. You want to make sure that you think about it for just a fraction of a second. But it does work really well. So you can see that's not coming off. You know, I'm pushing it off and it's not coming off, which is awesome. Now, what I have found is if you take your tool, either just the poker or the spatula on your pick your tool, that pulls them off really easy. And I like that. Now, someone's saying you don't like it because they pick up every stray hair, glitter, and embossing powder. I wonder how you're getting that on there if it's on your block. I mean, to me, your stamp is either on your block or in your case. So I don't know why that is. I'm not sure how you would get so much stuff stuck to them, but yep, that could be a problem. So if you don't like them, that's okay. Don't use them. And like I said, I've been kind of slowly putting more and more of my labels on, but not all of them. So that's my 2 cents worth. It's just up to you. How do you store them after the label is on? Well, right back in the case. So boom, take them off. And then I put it right back in the case like so. Okay, and again, if you're finding it sticking in your case really strongly, then I would simply use your tool to pull them off. But yeah, so there you go. All right. Now, I did not bring this up so that we would have a discussion about why you don't like them. I'll just say that. It is what it is. So if you like them, great. If you don't like them, that's your right, of course. But let's not hate on anybody, especially me, and especially Stampin' Up, because the vast majority of people seem to really like them. So there you go. Do I still trim the rubber? Yeah, I do. Okay, so here we go. We're going to take and put this card together. Like I said, I kind of started it, and I'm just grabbing some paper quick. I wanted to add a little bit of printed paper. Oh, I got to grab the right color, though. I wanted to add a little bit of printed paper to the background of this. Ooh, yes, I like that. Okay, so I've got these two hearts, which are so, ooh, I like that too. And that, oh, how do we choose? They're so much fun. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, oh, find my scrap of white. There we go. And I'm going to stamp this. So I've got my scrap. I'm going to stamp this in some black StazOn so that I can watercolor my frog. And then we're going to add his little crown. Okay. This foil, someone just asked what the foil is. This is from the Celebration catalog. It is the lovely lipstick and Grapefruit Grove foil sheets in the Celebration catalog, which you can earn for free from Stampin' Up! When you place a $50 purchase. Okay, so I've got my frog on here, and I stamped him in some black StazOn ink so that I can color him in. I'm just looking for, let's see, hopefully this has enough water. I'm looking for an aqua painter with enough water to color. Okay, so I'm going to do kind of a quick watercolor on here. It's really easy to do watercolor. But you know what? Oh, I'm going to do this one thing first. I'm going to take my Stampin' Blend and color in some lips on my frog. Okay, so I'm kind of doing heart lips. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to use a little bit of our ink. And I'm going to color just a few spots on here with my aqua painters. I do like color. My favorite method of coloring is something like this, is definitely with Stampin' Blends, because it's quick, it's easy, it's fast. I love it. And then I also like using watercolors for kind of more detailed things that I want to have that watercolory look. And Deb, I'm hardly using my blends. I just did that much on there. That's not much at all. So I don't think that's a huge deal. Much like occasionally I will watercolor with my Memento ink, and you're not, that's not something you're supposed to do either. I think, limited amounts are no biggie. Okay, and you know what? I really don't like how this is coming out. So I'm going to switch it up and go back to blends. Someone had asked me about stamping. So now I'm stamping with Memento, doing the same thing. Someone had asked me to stamp with not blends, but you know what? Darn it, I love the blends. They're so easy to use. So here we go. I'm going to use Granny Apple Green and a little bit of yellow, and then we'll come back to our lovely lipstick. The yellow is Pineapple Punch. There we go. So I'm kind of just drawing a little heart for his lips. All right. I tried to stray from my blends and just couldn't do it. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to do the little circles in, oh, and I'll probably do some of this too. In my Pineapple Punch. There we go. And then I'll do the rest of my frog in my Granny Apple Green. Don't let Granny Apple Green fool ya. It is not just for grannies and apples, I don't know. Okay, now we'll go lighter. Oh, I just love coloring with blends. Now, here's where I could have had more success coloring this, is if I would have used watercolor paper and my aqua painters. When you don't use watercolor paper, it makes a huge difference as to how well your blending and your coloring can actually go. So that is a huge thing. Now, for the crown, I want the crown to be a little bit brighter, a little darker. So I'm going to do this is my Daffodil Delight Dark and Light for the crown. Okay, I'm just catching up on comments. Oh. Okay. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. All right. So don't you think this one looks better than that one? I do. Okay, so for this, I'm gonna I'll see if it fits on my 2-inch circle punch. Oh, and it does. Perfect. So I'm gonna punch this on my 2-inch circle punch, and then let's put our card together. Let's see if I like this though, because you know what? I think I'm going to take this color off. I'm going to go back and grab my other pack of in colors, and I'm going to put some green down. And you know what? I like that a lot better. Okay. So I've got a 2-inch strip of polka dot paper on here that we're going to add. And I love the green. The first color was Grapefruit Grove, this color. And it looked great with just the hearts, but because we're adding the frog, I think pulling green in would be good. So that is my plan of attack, in case you're wondering. I know a lot of times people ask me how I plan my cards out, and honestly, sometimes it's easier than others. Sometimes I have a definite idea in my head of what I want to do, and other times I definitely don't. So it just kind of depends. All right, but I think I'm going to attach this. Now, the hearts are from the Meant to Be bundle. They're called individually the Be Mine, framelits, stitched framelits, or Be Mine stitched hearts, something like that. And so that's where I got those from. Okay, so we'll pop up our heart right on here, because I think that's going to look cute. And then we're going to add this. Now, maybe I'll put them a little off to the side so you can see a little bit more of the heart. I like that. The other thing I was thinking would be kind of cute is if we added some ribbon to this. And at first, I was thinking we'd use our Calypso Coral Ombre ribbon when I had this paper out. But now I'm thinking that my ever favorite Lemon Lime Twist Ombre ribbon is going to be good. So I'm going to try a couple options. So first I'm going to take and tie a bow. We'll see which one I like better. That is pretty dang cute. I do like that. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to go with. Okay, so I'm going to attach my little frog here. And we'll add our ribbon. So we're on our first card, so if you're just joining in, no worries. And I've got several planned, so isn't that so sweet? And I'm trying to think if I have any good sentiments for this. I'm ape over you probably doesn't work, right? Happy for you. Hey. I think I might just go with Hey Valentine, because I think that's sort of cute. So you can see I have not done this one, but you can see I have trimmed the rubber. I just haven't put the label on. You can trim the rubber and put the label on too, in case that was your question. But like I said before, I'm lazy and I haven't done it. Okay, now you're going to laugh at me on this one. I'm going to use Stays On to stamp this. And the reason is because I really want it to be nice and solid black on my printed paper. And I think Stays On is going to show up a little better than my Memento. So there you go. Is the stitched border on the heart part of the heart, or did I make it happen that way? It's part of the hearts. Several of them are stitched. So there we go. I'm just checking. Can I stamp on the foil sheets? Ooh, that's a really good question, Roberta. I don't know, but I'm sure the answer to that is yes. Let me grab a scrap and I'll tell you. Okay, so here is kind of my leftover scrap, and I would, first of all, if I'm stamping on foil, I would use Stays On because it's permanent ink. And so let's just stamp our Hey Valentine on here. Now the big trick with stamping on this glossy kind of foil is that it can move really easy. But look, there you go. You can definitely stamp on it. I wouldn't think that stamping on it with regular ink would work very well though. So you can see I used my permanent Stays On ink. I think regular ink would never dry on this surface because it's not porous like paper is. And that's how our regular classic ink dries unless you're going to emboss it. Now, the only thing is you probably need to be careful when embossing this foil because it can melt or warp. Our foil warps if you get it too hot, so just be careful with your heat is all. Okay, so I hope that helps. Why do you prefer Stays On for that over the Memento? If you mean for stamping the Hey Valentine, because it stamps a little bit more opaquely, I guess. It's the black Stays On is a little bit more true black, whereas the Memento is a little bit less opaque. It's just kind of how those inks work. So that is the only reason I chose that. You've stamped in Versamark and heat embossed white powder on the foil. Okay, that's awesome. Good to know. Yes, using your Stamparatus is a good idea to keep it from moving. Oh, someone said they love frogs and foil, so in your mind you thought of stamping the frog on the foil. Yeah, the only thing I don't like is that frogs aren't really these colors of foil. Maybe our other foils that would work. But anyway, so I don't know. I think that's pretty cute. That worked out actually a little better than what I even had in my head. So yay. All right, next up, we're going to do another project with foil. So I had taken, and this one I had in my head. I saw somebody did this with like 1 layer of foil, and so I thought, ooh, I'll do 2 layers of foil. So these are dies from the bundle. Let me grab it because I have it here. Or at least I thought I did. Yeah, here we go. This is from the Beauty Abounds bundle. And this is a gorgeous stamp set. And then the framelets in it are all of these little pieces. So there's a whole bunch of them, as well as these 2 large pieces. So in here, each one has 5 butterflies on it, and you can use them all as one hunk, the way it is here, or you can just snip the butterflies apart. They actually snip pretty easily so that you can pull them apart and use them individually, which is really awesome. So you can see there's a little bit more detailed one, and there's a slightly more solid one. So I die cut the solid one out of that iridescent-y Grapefruit Grove foil, and then I did the other one out of the lovely lipstick foil. So it's really pretty. So we're going to attach these 2 together and then just create a card. So I really didn't want to take away from the gorgeous foil, and so I decided to put them on a crumb cake card base. I'm going to show you the black, but I still think I'm going to stick with the crumb cake. I know the black will be really cool, but I don't know if I want black for this because I just don't like black. But for what I have kind of in my head, I think it looks a little bit better on the crumb cake just because the black is so black. Okay, so anyway, what I'm going to do is flip this over. And we're going to glue this. Now, the best way I know to glue this is to actually use my silicone mat and my sponge with some liquid glue. This is my favorite. I'm just cleaning up a little. I never clean in between cards. I need to do that more. This is my favorite method. Actually, I like it better than even the multi-purpose adhesive sheets because sometimes those can be really hard to get off in one of the more intricate dies that we have, especially ones with lots of holes in them. So I actually find this to work better. That's just my opinion. And so I'm just going to squeeze a little bit of my liquid glue out, and then I've got my sponge right here that I'm going to use to apply the adhesive. And I'm just kind of dabbing it on my silicone sheet a little bit so that it's not so goopy, I guess, for lack of a appropriate official term. I do want to get glue on most of the bits and pieces on here just because I want to make sure it adheres nicely. Now, this is the tricky part, is I'm got to try and get it on without glue oozing out. I shouldn't say oozing out because I don't think that's what's going to happen, but I don't want to like kind of stick it down in the wrong place and then have to reposition it and leave glue behind. That's more of what I mean. Okay, but I think I'm doing pretty good. The nice thing about glue is you do have a minute to kind of reposition and slide it around a little because you know it's still wet. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about this, you guys. So there we go. They're lined up and you can see, isn't that cool? Oh, I guess you can kind of see the holographic effect on here. This stuff is really cool. Okay, so now the reason I use the silicone mat is because I can just rub that ball of glue off in one little satisfying goober later. If you were a paste on the palm of your hand kid when you were little, this is like the best thing ever. I can neither confirm nor deny whether I did that as a kid. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over now, and I want to pop this up onto my card. So I'm going to take some mini dimensionals and put a bunch of these on my butterflies on the back side. Oh my gosh, my kids, I can't even remember where we were. Oh, it was one of their snow days. I think we were having lunch, and last week Ella had gone skiing, and she was talking about her pole. And we watch The Office too much in this house because everybody does that's what she says. Okay, this is the story I was thinking of earlier. And so Ella said something about her ski pole, and Carl, of course, said, that's what she said. And oh my gosh, it just was so awful. Not the finest hour in the Rico household, I'll be honest with you, but okay, so my kids. It's a good thing they're good kids. All right, so I've got a bunch of these. I'm going to stick one more down. But every day my son does a that's what she says. I swear. I just don't know. He did a super inappropriate one, too. I think we're going to have a talking to him about that's what she says. Michael Scott. Curse you, Michael Scott. Okay. So there we go. Now it's popped up on our card. So I think this looks awesome. Okay. And now what I want to do, though, is take and add a little bit of stamping to this. And you might be thinking, where on earth are you going to stamp anything? Well, let me just show you. So first of all, I'm going to take a strip of Whisper White. And you know what? Maybe. Oh, do I have a strip of close to whatever color this is? Oh my gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. What is it called? Crumb cake. Okay, this strip is too small. I have to slice one off. Hold on. I think about 3/4 of an inch would be perfect. So I just I had a 1 inch, of course, but not a 3/4 of an inch. So hopefully this will fit on there. I'm going to stamp my sentiment. Maybe we'll do lovely lipstick on crumb cake. Oh. And that is not what I want. This is what I want. And the label was even on there and I couldn't figure it out. And that is just a teeny tiny bit crooked. So let me try to do a better version. Getting there. It's a good thing this is a long strip. Perfect. 3rd time's the charm. That might have been my 4th one though. You just never know. A friend is someone who chooses you. Oh, so sweet. Okay, I'm going to use my triple banner. And just do the end here. That looks good. I'll take a dimensional and put it right there. And that looks good. Trim this excess off. And we'll trim it straight, even. There we go. Okay. Next, what I'm going to do is, let's see, I'm going to stick a glue dot just to hold the other end of this down. So we'll put that, oops, I forgot, glue dots like stick into my fingernails. I don't like that. Okay, so a friend is someone who chooses you. Oh, so nice. And then on the inside, we're going to stamp the rest of the sentiment. So this is all from this stamp set, or this bundle. Out of the whole world of people. Oh, that's so nice. Then what I'm going to do is take my crumb cake, and I'm going to stamp one of the cute little butterflies in this stamp set right there. How do you like that for the inside of the card? I think that's kind of awesome. So there you go. There's that card. I think this is really pretty. You can just leave it as is. I don't think it even needs anything. Oh, so pretty. Okay, next, one of my other requests, or one of several requests, was to do something with the, let's see, what is this set called? Sweetest Thing. And this is a really fun bundle. So there's a stamp set. There's a whole suite, actually, of stuff that coordinates. And again, I need to clean up just a touch here. I get going, and there's so much stuff out. But in this suite, we've got a stamp set. We've got coordinating framelits. We've got printed paper, ribbon, little tag thingies, sweet cups, all kinds of really fun stuff. So it's a really great stamp set. So what I decided to do today was take one of the framelits, and I thought I had grabbed it so I could show you. But in the printed paper, we're doing this more and more. Stampin' Up! Is creating designs and coordinating framelits to cut those designs out. So if you look at the printed paper, like there's a framelit to cut this image out. I actually took a piece of this striped paper and I cut this image out, but all of these can be cut out with the framelits in the stamp set, which is kind of awesome. And the paper is so much fun. It also coordinates with those glitter enamel dots that are in the annual catalog. So I love that there's kind of like a crossover item. So let me show you what we're going to do with this one. First of all, like I said, I started out with this little candy jar because I think it's so cute. It's got the little gumdrops inside. And then from there, I wanted to pull some of the colors from in this image. So I started with a Highland Heather card base. And then I took one of the other patterns from this pack. It's just got some stripes, and these are lovely lipstick. I kind of think they would pass as Melon Mambo as well, just so you know. Now I also took, this is an image from the Stitched Meant to Be or Be Mine, those hearts that I used at the beginning of our Facebook Live. One of the images in there is this border that you can die cut to get a little scalloped edge. So I love that. We're going to take and adhere this to our card, or to our panel. So I die cut these in Gorgeous Grape, because that's another color in this printed paper. So I love that. Just going to slice that one off, and we'll have this just stick out of the edge. You can have this either stick just the scallop, or you can also get that stitched edge sticking out. I'll show you what that would look on this side. I'm not going to stick it that way, but you can see there's a little stitched line that goes on there. I'm not going to do that. I just want the scallop to peek out. But I like this because it's so much easier than doing the punch. You can just get it all in one shot, which is nice. Or two shots in this case. Okay, so there is that little edge, which I think is so nice. Okay. Then I'm going to put this right on here like that. Okay, so that is a cute start to a card, I think. Now I also die cut those two colors, one in a stitched shape square and one in the coordinating scalloped square. in Highland Heather and Gorgeous Grape. And we're going to pop these two together. And then add our little candy jar on here. So definitely popping up my candy jar because, I mean, hello. It would be crazy not to, right? Okay, Anna, you have a comment on here. Could I give some tips on how to stamp the words over your already stamped image? I try, but they don't look good to me, and yours always does. Anna, I think the biggest thing with that is making sure that you have a much darker image. And let's see. I'm trying to think of what else I have planned for today. I don't think I have a card that's quite what I know. I get what you're asking, Anna, and yes, I can see what I can do about that. But I think the definite big thing is to make sure that the color you're stamping over an image is much darker. And you know what? Actually, to that point, on this card, the reason I used that Stays On Black versus the Memento was so that this would be darker. Now, I know this isn't an image, it's printed paper, but it's kind of the same idea. So there you go. Okay, so back to my card. So I've got my cute little candy jar on here, and I've got my little squares, but I gotta add some fun stuff to this, right? So I'm thinking ribbon is definitely the way to go. There's a few different options I've got for ribbon. One is I've got this super fun striped Gorgeous Grape ribbon. I also have some of this fun, lovely lipstick 1/8 inch ribbon. So what if we combined the two? That might be kind of fun. So this stitched might be a little bit much, but let's see. Maybe. Ooh, okay, I just thought of something. You know I love my zigzag. So this might be kind of fun to do a double zigzag. I just want to make sure it's not too much, you know what I mean? Because if you're not careful, you can be an over embellisher, and we don't want that. You don't want to be the Tammy Faye of stamping. You know what I'm saying? I saw there was some channel must be doing like the Tammy Faye, wasn't that Tammy Faye and Jim Baker or whatever, a story about them, and I'd forgotten all about them. But wasn't she the one who was on like national TV crying and her black makeup was just dripping down her face and it looked so bad? I was thinking about that. That's funny. Okay, I don't like that. So I think I'm going to stick with this. I think those stripes are just a little bit too much. So, because we already kind of have stripes on our paper. And again, we don't want to be over embellishers. That's not good. Sometimes I think it's good. That's why I often don't adhere everything right away, because then I can look at it and say, okay, do I really want to do this? So that looks pretty cute. Now I'm going to take, in the stamp set, there's a little happy birthday, and then we're going to actually jazz up the inside of our card a little bit too. So I'm going to take and stamp the happy birthday on a little scrap. Let's see if I can fit it on a 1/2 inch piece. It might just fit on there. I think I'll use Gorgeous Grape. Well, maybe I'll use, oh my gosh, I'm stressing over which color of ink to use. Gorgeous Grape or Lovely Lipstick were my two options that I think would look best. Oh, look at that. Perfection. Sometimes I impress even myself. Okay, so I'll take my triple banner. and punch that. And you know what? I'm going to punch it even tighter to the words because I really want those gumballs to show. Ooh, I'm running out of space, but that's not quite even. So there we go. Gosh, that's good. All right, and I just want it to be real short and sweet, and we'll stick that on here, kind of out like that, and then we'll add our bow. Okay, so I'm going to commit to putting this down. And we'll add this. And then we'll put that right over the top. So that looks pretty good. All right, there we go. Super cute, right? Okay, now what I wanted to do on the inside of the card is there's this really sweet sentiment that says, make it a sweet celebration. I'm going to pull this off just because I think I stuck it on my block a little curved. So I've got a piece of my printed paper, and what I want to do is take this cute little lollipop image, and I'm going to stamp this a few different times on here in a few different colors. So there is my gorgeous grape. And then I'm going to do Highland Heather. Ooh. And then I'm going to do lovely lipstick. Hello.
Hi, I have a leadership meeting. I gotta leave for about 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. When will you be back?
Oh, good question.
I see. If you could let me know at some point, that'd be great.
Well, if they cancel school, I'll stay later than 8. But if they don't, I've got a lot of homework, so I have to be home by 8 at the latest.
Okay.
Love you.
I love you too. All right, so there are my 3 little thingies. Okay, well, let's see here. Janine says, I wish I could come stamp with you. I live in Wyoming, so I doubt that would ever happen. Well, Janine, you can stamp with me all the time. I'm live every Monday. Okay, now I'm going to stamp my sentiment in, I think for that I'll go back to my gorgeous grape. So we'll just add that little bit right there. And isn't that fun for the inside of our card? So I'll just adhere this to the inside. And this would be such a cute card. I have to tell you, when I was a kid, I would have, ooh, that is not a quarter sheet. Hold on. That was long. When I was a kid, I would have gone bananas over these colors. These were my absolute favorite colors. In fact, I used to be in dance class when I was really little, and I had a leotard that were these 3 colors. I loved it. I have this really cheesy picture that my mom took of me in that. If I find it, I'll post it because it's pretty funny. You guys, it'll give you a good giggle. Okay, so isn't that a cute birthday card for someone? All right. Next up, another one of the requests was to use our new set called Well Said. So let me pull that out. This is a 2-part stamp set. So there's two stamp cases that it comes with, as well as a huge number of framelits. So it's a really big stamp set. And what I love about it, first of all, is like just about any combination of words is in here, so that they have stamps that coordinate with the framelits and framelits that coordinate with the stamps, so vice versa. There's innies and outies, meaning things you would stamp on the outside of your card as well as on the inside of your card. And then the other thing is there's a few different images. So there's this leafy image, there's a heart, a bird, a butterfly, a little viney thing, 3 little flowers, and then everything else. So it's a really fun set. Okay, so there's lots and lots to do. Now this is a little bit spendier set, so this is perfect to get either as a half price item if you have a workshop, or definitely to get a free item with the celebration. So I recommend that. So for this, what I'm going to do is what I did is I did a bunch of stuff. I die cut some of these little flowers, and I've got my crumb cake card. I kind of am in a crumb cake mood today. I've actually gotten away from crumb cake lately, so it's kind of fun to bring it back. And then I embossed with our new embossing folder. I can't remember the name of this, but I embossed this in a little dotty, I don't know what it's called. Oh, lots of dots, I think, actually, but I don't know. I'd have to look. Where do I get my magnetic sheets? Julie, I get those from Stamp and Storage. They have a bunch of storage things that you can get. Okay, so I'm just going to adhere that little strip across here, and then I'm going to snip this off. Okay, and then, like I said, I die cut these beautiful little viney things. I think I might have put this up a little higher than I wanted, though. So let's see if we can reposition it just a skosh lower. Just a little lower. That's much better. Okay, that gives us a little more room. Now, as you might have guessed, I'm going to pull out my little silicone mat. Okay, and remember what I said? You can just do this. It just is so awesome. For some reason, I really love that. Throw your little goober away. I know. I'm a little crazy, but I do love that. Okay, so I'm just going to use this to put some adhesive on the back of these little leafy branches. Okay, by the way, half of stamping is making up terminology. All right, so there we go. Isn't that so cute? So on here, I've got birthday, and I'm just going to stamp or adhere that right next door, or actually over the top. Okay, so I'll use this again, and I'm going to get a halfway decent amount on here because I want to make sure it stays in place. Okay. Okay. Now on here, there's 3 of these little flowers, which I think is genius because then you can die cut all 3 at once. So I ran them through 2 times so I could put my flowers on here kind of offset from one another like so. And I'm having a hard time showing you, so let me just put a glue dot on and we'll do it for reals. Okay. By the way, I'm laughing. One of my assistants, Whitney, she comes to help me, and she has that sweet little baby I've posted pictures of. His name's Bodie, and he had an ear infection, so he was up a lot at night, and I just remember how horrible those days were. Well, it's really come full circle because the other thing is I had my daughter, her boyfriend came over Saturday night and they were watching a movie. And, being the good parent that I am, I stayed downstairs I was in my office while they were watching their movie. And I was like, oh my gosh, can you please send him home so we can go to sleep? I'm so tired. It was like the ripe old age of 11 p.m., but I was so exhausted on Saturday. And I keep laughing because, like, before it was your kids kept you up all night because, you know, they wouldn't sleep. And now it's that your kids keep you up all night because you don't want them to be unsupervised. I remember making so many deals with God when my kids were little and they wouldn't sleep, and I was so tired. Like, God, if you just let him stop crying, I will do anything. And now it's like, just let her go to sleep. Send the boyfriend home. But actually, it was funny. She kicked him out because she was tired too. So I thought that was kind of hilarious. Okay. Kate, this is not our first project. This is our second to last project. We've done several already. Okay, so I've got those on there. Of course, I'm going to embellish these with something fun. I'm thinking pearls would be cute. You could do rhinestones too. So my flowers are Saffron, my leaves are Pear, Pizzazz, and then my birthday is in Calypso Coral. So I love all of these fun springy colors. You know, on like the polar vortex, we had to do some pretty colors for spring. So I'm just going to put a little pearl in the center of each of these. And I love using my pick your tool to position these pearls exactly where I want them. This thing is so handy. I'm kind of not sure what I did with myself before that, but man, I love it. But aren't these cute? And then you can kind of frimp up your flowers a little, because you know that's sort of my thing. And because my stupid fingernails are tricky with my manicure, which, by the way, it does drive me crazy that I'm one of those people that has those nails that you can't do anything, because I vowed I would never be one of those people who had nails that wouldn't let me do anything. But it turns out I am one of those people. But I like my nails. But when I've made that vow, I wasn't on camera. They're just so nice. And I kind of like that they're sort of indestructible. Even though these are my natural nails, my dip manicure does kind of keep them from breaking ever. Okay, so I'm just kind of frimping these up. All right, I think I got it. There we go. Oh, so cute. So now what I'm going to do is take my stamp set. At least I thought I had. I guess I haven't. Oh, yeah, I have. Okay, so I've got birthday on here, and I need to pull out happy from my stamp set. I pulled the other. I have got an innie stamp sane or sentiment, but happy is on here. Have I not used it yet? I guess I haven't. Baby, love, wishes. Where's happy? Here we go. Happy. Oh my gosh. So cute. We'll grab a block. And then, where did my crumb cake go? Oh, it's just right here next to me. So we're just going to stamp happy right there. Happy birthday. And then on the inside, we're going to stamp the best of you has made the best of me. So nice. Okay. Oh, and I'm so crooked. Darn it. I hate when that happens. But here's how we fix that. So I've got a little scrap. I'm going to stamp this on here. That is better, but not quite. Still better, but not quite. Third time's a charm. There we go. So I'm just going to attach this right over the top, and we'll put it in our card nice and straight. Because I can totally do that. I used to tell my customers that half of stamping is fixing your mistakes, and I still do believe that. Okay, So now I'm going to attach this. I did cut it a little tight from, but now that is more straight. So there we go. Isn't that cute? Oh, okay. Yeah, somebody asked what my opinion was on the cling stamps, and I did totally go through all of that at the very beginning. So that was, I think, our very first card is when I talked about that. Okay, so next, or last, we've got one more card. Gosh, we've done a lot today. This card is so pretty. Oh, I did not I often pre-die cut, and I did not pre-die cut this one, so be a little patient with me because we'll have to die cut one thing, just one, so it's not so bad. I'm going to take and stamp this. What did I do with my scrap of white? Ah, here it is. So I'm going to take and stamp. I'm using a beautiful stamp set called Serene Garden. And I have an online class for this, which is awesome. But I love this stamp set. And I made this card a while ago. And I really wanted to show you some more things to do with this beautiful dove. And this card just turned out so awesome. So I think you're going to like it. But I'm going to start by taking my Smoky Slate ink and stamping my dove. I didn't want to use black because I wanted it to be nice and subtle. Ooh, but you should definitely do it on a flat surface. I had a piece of paper underneath, so that got in the way. Look at that. So much better. Ooh, and actually I kind of messed up my tail, so one more. Third time's the charm. Gosh, today is such the story of third time is the charm, is it not? There we go. My tail was a little gooshy. That is an official term, by the way, in case you were not sure. Okay, now on this, I'm going to color with my Stampin' Blends. I've got my Pool Party, and it's going to be very subtle and pretty, and I think you're going to like it. So to start with, I'm going to just kind of put some color up here, and let's see, kind of at the little curve of each of the wings, and then kind of like that. At the base of the tail. And then, oops, I got to do the other wing, don't I? And then we'll kind of blend these out. But this is such a pretty stamp set. Oh my gosh. And it was made for coloring with blends for sure. It's really nice. You can, if you're interested in this class, you can find it in my online class page. Maybe after the video is done, I'll get a link up for you. But, oh, I just love how pretty this comes out. Oh, so beautiful. So I'm using my lighter Pool Party to just kind of fill in. Now sometimes if you feel like you don't see that darker color in so much, you can add a little bit more afterwards, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So I'm going over, so I did the dark first, and now I'm going over the light, but I don't feel like I've gotten quite the level of shading that I was hoping for. So there's two ways to kind of combat that. The first is that you can go over it again with your dark. That looks too similar to me, so I'm going to add a little bit more of my dark, and you can see that really helps. And then the other thing you can do is add some color lifter to the areas where you want it to be nice and light. Okay, so I'm going to do both of those things. And now I mean I really see the difference here. Okay, and then I'll grab my color lifter. I'll get even more. So I'm just going to kind of go light over the light areas. And then you'll really kind of see that shading even further. Okay, all right. So what I'm gonna do is take and die cut this. Gosh, I hope, here we go. So I'm gonna die cut this. Give me 1 second and I'll be right back. Okay, my thing kept shifting and it did again. I mean, like it was moving with my fingers, but okay. Somebody did say, they said hummingbirds can be such pretty colors. I do believe this is a dove. Now, I am no expert, but I'm pretty sure about that. Okay, so I've got, now this is a mint macaron card base, and I'm going to take and stamp this whole card came because I wanted to use this little vine thing as a background. So let me show you what I did. I'm just going to start kind of down here, and I stamped it like this, and then I'm going to flip it around and stamp it again, and flip it around and stamp it again, and flip it around and stamp it again, and once more. There we go. Isn't that fun? So that creates just a really pretty background. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my little hummingbird. Now for this, I thought this, well, first of all, I think this makes a beautiful, this would make a beautiful sympathy card, a get well card, a thinking of you card, whatever. We'll add our hummingbird right there. But what I'm going to do is take, let's see, I'm going to take my, what did I do with that? Haha. I'm going to take my cookie builder punch. And on here, there's a little heart. So I'm going to punch myself a little heart. And then we're going to stick that on there. Let me grab... Sorry, I had to grab a scrap of paper. So I've got powder pink woodwork. I've got blushing bride, but look at this teeny little heart that I just punched. Oh, I called it a hummingbird. I meant to call it a dove. Jeez Louise. Someone else called it a hummingbird in here. That's what made me say that. I thought I'd been calling it a dove all along. Well, my mistake. You know, you never know what is going to happen when you're live. I think last week was a really good example of that. Oh, one of my crowning achievements in stamping was last week's live. If you didn't catch it, it's worth going back to. Not only were there excellent techniques, but I think we can all agree we laughed till we cried. Okay, so isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh, I love this. Oh, they did put hummingbird in my head and now it is stuck. It's a dove, people, a dove. I bet my bottom dollar on it. Okay, now what I decided to do with this is take my stamp set Itty Bitty Greetings, and you can see this Sent with Love image is really perfect for this. And like I said, I think this could be any of these sentiments, but I think Sent with Love is kind of perfect. And so this would be great for Valentine's Day, or really just thinking of you even. Now to do this, what I'm going to do is stamp this on a scrap of paper, and I'm going to punch it out with my, I think this is called a classic label, right? Pretty sure. I'm going to stamp that in my Smoky Slate ink. Like so. Oh gosh. Probably have to stamp this 3 times too. Well, 2 times was the charm on this one. Goodness. I don't know what is going on with me today. All right. Oh, but that scent could look better. 3rd time, people. Here we go. I think that's good enough. Lordy. So I'm just going to punch that out. And then I'll take and snip off the end because it's obviously a little longer than I need it to be. And then I'll take this and pop it up with a couple of mini dimensionals onto my card. And it's so pretty. But like I said, you could use Thinking of You, Get Well Soon, whatever. And even with the heart, I like the heart. I think the heart makes the dove like it's thinking of you. So I think that's sweet. Okay. So there we go. Isn't that beautiful? All right. Oh, you're amazed that I haven't ran my arm across the ink pad. I know. It's sometimes I'm really good. Other days, not so much. But today, the stamping gods were with me. That is for sure. Although they did make me stamp everything 3 times today. I will say that. Okay, but now all the stamp pads have lids on them, so it's all good. Let me show you all. This is what it looks like, by the way, when you die cut it straight. So let me show you all of the cards that I made today, because I've made quite a few. So we've got our dove, not hummingbird, but dove. And then we made a really cute Well Said birthday card. So that one was fun. We made a super cute Sweet Treats birthday, or whatever, the sweetest thing, sorry. We made a really funky foil butterfly card using Beauty Abounds. And was this it? Finally, we made our Hey Valentine also with that foil paper. So much fun. I know I had a request last week for the rooster stamp set, and actually I meant to do that today. We'll for sure do it next week. Home to Roost, that's from the celebration. I love that. Actually, I love that rooster. I have no idea why, because I'm not a chicken person. I like to eat chicken. I don't like chickens, but we're going to make a cool card with it. Anyway, so there are our projects. Now, as always, let's review a couple of things. First off, let me get my paper. Gosh, I didn't put paper down today. That's kind of amazing. First off, please share the video. You can do that on Facebook, or if you're watching it on YouTube. And don't forget, when you do that, you'll be entered in a drawing for free stamps. And if you were one of our winners from today, make sure you email me. You can also get entered by ordering. And of course, right now is celebration time. So when you spend $50, you get a free celebration item. $50 equals free item. And those items are the frog set I used today, the foil paper, there's beautiful printed paper, there's little wooden elements, there is several stamp sets, so there's lots of celebration items. There's also going to be some more that come out in mid-February, so I think February 15th, watch for that. Also, when you order over $50, I will double your gift and you will get a free occasions project PDF. They're all cards with the occasions catalog. So those project tutorials will be free from now until to the 31st, which is Thursday. From now till Thursday. On the 1st of February, I will have a different special, just so you know. And then, so the second round of celebration does not start on the 1st. It starts on the 15th, just so you know. All right, so there's that. And then I've got a couple of classes going on. If you have not checked out my Facebook classes, they are amazing. Our next Facebook class is going to be tomorrow at 10 a.m. So that is January 29th at 10 a.m. Central. And so check out the Facebook class if you're one of the Facebook class members. If not, we've got a new class that starts in February. I'm so excited. We do fabulous projects every month, and they are truly filled with inspiration, a super great value. And then, by the way, the second round of celebration just means that there's going to be 3 additional items added. Typically there's 3. I don't know how many there's going to be yet because I haven't seen them. In addition to everything else. So don't worry. Okay. And then, I have an occasions card class. We make 16 different cards, and there's a goodie bag. That's pretty awesome. And then I actually have just a few more meant to be Creativity to Go kits. I inadvertently cut too many, so I have a few more of those to go kits left, and I will put links for all of this stuff in the description of this video so that you can check them out. And then I'll also try and get the dimensions for everything I made today up for you as well. So thank you guys so much for stamping with me today. Come on back next Monday. We'll be stamping again. I would so appreciate your orders if there's anything you would like to purchase. That helps me continue to bring these awesome videos for you every week. And I hope you guys have a great week. Stay warm wherever you are, unless you're in Australia, and then stay cool. So we'll see you again next week, guys. Love you all so much. Bye-bye.